Dear viewers, welcome to our channel GVS Bank Account. Today I am going to discuss about legal and regulatory aspect of banking JAB paper 3 IABF subject updates. These are RBI notifications from 1st January 2021 to 30th June 2022. These notifications are applicable to January 2022 examination. So this is the IABF update uh, and eligible and to the January 22 examination. Transactions in government securities by foreign portfolio investors. Transactions in government securities by foreign portfolio investors. Foreign portfolio investors, custodian banks shall report their transaction to NDSOM, Negotiation Dealing System Order Matching Platform, within 3 hours after completion of the transaction. So whenever any foreign portfolio investor invested and dealing the transactions of government securities, the transaction is going to be reported by the custodian bank within 3 hours after close of the trading hours. NDS OM order matching system is a settlement system operated by CCA, Clearing Corporation of India, in Government of India securities. That is it. Submission of returns under Section 31 of the Banking Regulation Act, extension of time. Now, Reserve Bank hereby extended the sad period of time, 3 months. Normally, after completion of 31st March, the banks have to submit, the cooperative banks, state cooperative, urban cooperative, and central cooperative banks, they have to submit their audited financial figures to RBI within 3 months after end of 31st March. Now, because of COVID situation, they had extended this time to 30th September. Means another 3 months time has given to urban cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, and central district cooperative banks for submission of March 31st financial year statements to RBI up to September 30th 21. Amendment to the master direction on KYC. This is very important also. Video based customer identification process, VCIP, video based customer identification process is also as good as physical KYC compliance. Physical KYC. Number two, accounts, both deposits and borrowing accounts opened under using one-time password eKYC shall not be allowed for more than 1 year. Any borrowing or deposit accounts opened by using one-time password of eKYC shall be not be allowed. Means valid only up to 1 year. After 1 year, it is not allowed. Subject to these opened deposit accounts or borrowing accounts, subject to KYC, physical KYC or VCIP, video-based customer identification process. They have to carry it out. Otherwise, they are going to stop the operations in both deposit accounts, borrowing accounts opened under using OTP based accounts. Keeping in view of the COVID current COVID-19 related restrictions in various parts of the country, regulated entities, banks are advised that in respect of the customer accounts, where periodic updation of KYC is due and pending as on date, no restrictions on operations. Any KYC updations are pending because of COVID, banks are not allowed to put any restrictions till 31st March 2021. This is a one-time exemption, that is there. Extension. Simplified norms for self-help groups. Self-help groups. Earlier, for self-help groups account opening form, only office bearers, customer due diligence is enough. Now, as for revised guidelines, customer due diligence of all the members of self-help, all the members of the self-help group may be undertaken at the time of credit linking of SHG. At the time of credit linking means sanction of loans. Credit linking of SHG, banks has to do all the members SHG customer due diligence. That is it. This is important point for this. Banking Regulation Act Section 49. Banking Regulation Act 1949, Section 26A, Deposit Education and Awareness Fund Scheme 2014. Interest payable on unclaimed deposits, unclaimed interest bearing deposits. On the deposits transferred about 10 years, unclaimed or inoperative, deposit transferred to RBI, all the banks are advised to calculate the interest payable on interest bearing deposits. RBI is paying a rate of interest on 3% with effect from 11/5/2021. Earlier 3.5, now presently 3%. Now on this DEF transfer deposits also, banks can claim rate of interest 3% from 11/5/2020. Interest equalization scheme on pre-shipment and post-shipment export credit extended up to 30th/9/2020. Interest equalization means just like interest subvention. Interest equalization scheme on free shipment, packing credit, post-shipment bill finance, rupee export credit extended up to 30th/9/2021. This is the for a pre-shipment and post-shipment export related. FET Peters Cards monthly reporting. R returns. R return means purchase of currency by the banks, sale of currency by the bank during the month. That is. R returns. R returns 15th of every month and last day of the every month, all bank have to submit a return to RBI. R returns for reporting under the Foreign Exchange Transactions Electronic Reporting System. FETER, abbreviation also sometimes. FETER stands Foreign Exchange Transactions Electronic Reporting System. Authorized dealers, banks shall submit the Peters card data on the web portal of RBI. So we have to report under this portal, web portal of RBI. Banks has to report this R returns information. Section 24 of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, maintenance of statutory liquidity ratio. Present SLR is 18% of NDTL. And margin standing facility, borrowing from RBI for emergency or intraday liquidity problem for overnight from RBI, that is called margin standing facility. This facility extension of relaxation up to 3% of NDTL, banks are allowed to borrow from RBI under marginal standing facility. This window will be open during evening up to midnight. For overnight, banks are allowed to borrow maximum to the extent of 3% of its net demand and time liabilities up to 31st December 2021. This was also extended up to. So now presently banks are allowed to borrow under MSF 3%. Marginal standing facility. Rate of interest is 4.25%. Maintenance of cash reserve ratio, CRR. Now, banks have to maintain CRR 4% of their NDTL, net demand and time liabilities, effective from fortnight beginning 22 May 2020. So, present CRR is 4% of NDTL. This amount bank has to maintain with RBI current account. On the CRR balances, banks are not getting any rate of interest also. This is about the CRR present. Urban cooperative banks shall not make, provide or renew loans and advances to directors, their relatives and firms concerns in which they are interested. So urban cooperative banks are given instructions by RBI. They cannot provide any loan, they cannot renew the existing loan and advance to directors also, and their relatives and interested concerns also stopped. White circular dated 5th February 2020. This is applicable to all primary urban cooperative banks. Strengthening of grievance redress mechanism in banks. Banks were advised to disclose in their annual reports, summary information regarding the complaints handled by them. They have to summarize the complaints information handled by them, and in certain disclosures were also being made in the annual report of Ombudsman scheme of RBI. Certain disclosures as per annual report of the Ombudsman scheme published by RBI. Accordingly, they have to incorporate in their annual reports in the grievance redressal mechanism in banks. This is it. Introduction of legal entity identifier number for large volume transaction in centralized payment system. Centralized payment system means RTGS and NEFT. The legal entity identifier is a 20-digit number. The legal entity identifier is a 20-digit number used to uniquely identify parties to financial transactions worldwide. So, with this number, easily you can identify the financial transactions worldwide. It is a key measure to improve the quality and accuracy of financial data system for better risk management post to the global financial crisis 2008 के बाद. This is the better risk management they had introduced. Entities who undertake large value transactions, that itself 50 crores and above, to obtain LEI, legal entity identifier, if they do not already have. And this number they have to quote all customers initiating or receiving transactions of 50 crores and above through RTGS NEFT. So non-readable transactions 50 crores and above RTGS, mandatorily they have to mention legal entity identifier. It is a 20-digit number. Thank you very much viewers for extending support to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for